Hi, this is Katie, and thank you for joining me on the My Senses, My Space podcast. And this is a podcast about feeling the world intensely, creating time to evaluate your needs, and planning your space and life to fit you. And today I wanted to talk about revisiting ideas. And for me, having ADHD, I love a new idea. I love a new experience, although I'm very much a homebody. But I love learning new things. And I found, when I'm on Instagram or other social media or YouTube, just watching videos on new concepts or new ways of looking at things, I'm always like, oh yeah, that's a great new way of looking at that. But what I'm often not realizing is that these ideas have been around for a while, and I'm just on this kind of cycle loop coming back to them and realizing how now I can apply them to my life. And I think I hear this from a lot of other coaches and people who are teaching, is that they encourage their students and their group members to revisit concepts, because it very much can be that you're in one mindset or one living experience or things that you're focusing on, especially like I equate this to like when people are talking about a red car and then you go outside and you see a bunch of red cars. It can be something that's trending. It can be something that multiple people in your circles are talking about. So you're drawn to that particular subject more. But also it can just be that it is brand new information. So it can be both ways. It really depends on what it is. I can't put like a blanket statement on all this, but I do find that there's these circles where I'm like coming back to the same kind of learning, the same kind of lesson to learn. But when I'm coming back around, I'm a different person now to hear that information, to absorb that information, to have different takeaways from that. And that's the beauty of growing. It's personal development, it's business development. I run a small business, so I am constantly learning things for my own business development. But to me, it goes hand in hand with personal development. I grow, I learn how to do things differently. For instance, just with finances, I feel like every single year, and I've been in business since 2005, I'm learning new ways to tweak and like track things and little intricacies of taxes and all of that, and like business things. Like, hey, if you structure it this way, it works out even better. And you can't absorb that all at once. I could not have known all of that in 2005. Not only does society change and tax codes change, and the way businesses are run can change over time, just with the invention of social media, right? Although social media did kind of occur back then. It's okay. 2008-ish is kind of when I at least joined Facebook. But when I look at these cycles, I can see in my business that there's definitely like this yearly cycle of coming back to, oh, let me relearn this a little bit, or maybe unlearn and then relearn it a better way. And many times it's in the spring. And I've talked about this before, where I just was kind of, it may be in my YouTube videos. Sometimes I get those confused with my podcast. But it seems to me in spring, I definitely have this hibernation period over the winter. And then in spring, I always find like I'm registering a new domain name, or I'm figuring out a new package or a different way of doing things for my business that I try for the next year. And it may morph after that. But I feel this kind of rebirth kind of around that time, because I'm revisiting information and techniques and learning from different people, from different business coaches. Oh, like, here's this way to do things. And I'm always expecting it to be this brand new, life-shattering new way of doing something. And no, it's always coming back to the original basics, right? But now my brain is more open, and it's also taking that information and creating and innovating on something maybe I've never tried before. And that's the thing. The basics themselves may not change much, but it's the way that we build on top of them can be innovating, can be a way that maybe no one else has tried. And because we sat through a webinar or a group coaching call or a one-on-one with someone, that we're like, oh, wait, I've heard this about 3 or 4 times and it didn't really sink in. I always had questions about it, but now it suddenly became clear to me. Oh, that's what it meant. Because for me, it can be really hard to decipher things. Sometimes I don't understand the meanings of words. Sometimes I just had always assumed it meant something. And then I'm like, oh, wait, that's what that meant the whole time. And I think we all kind of experience this. But I think it's also very human to go, I understand this better now. And that's a huge win. I have a deeper understanding. I have a deeper way of connecting to what I want to do. I have a deeper way of going, this is meaningful to me. So that's why I'm going to change my habits, change my plan, change my goals. And that's huge. That's huge because I'm open. And that's the key ingredient. I'm open to listening to the same things I've heard before, but maybe from a different person who puts it in a way that I understand or just has a different perspective on things. And that's really special. So what in your life have you kind of heard several times and now you have a deeper understanding of it? What's something that you would love to have a deeper understanding because it's always confused you? Maybe you could go out and seek more information about that and have that cycle come back around so that there is that deeper knowing. Let me know. If you'd like to connect with me, you can email me or find me on socials, linked in the description. And until next time, thank you for joining me on the My Senses, My Space podcast.